Good afternoon, beautiful souls. How you guys doing today? I'm doing wonderful, wonderful. Had a busy morning, and I'm hoping that my afternoon is a little more settled. Actually, I'm ready to kick back already, but I can't just yet. I still got some work I gotta do, but I wanted to take a few moments. There's a message I wanted to put out to you guys, and I meant to do it this morning, but I just didn't get to it. It happens like that sometimes. So, but what I wanted to talk about today is, I'll say this first. I had a chance to observe a couple of videos. One was put out by the great colleague Ma'at Aman-Ra, and he was speaking about how the system, in a sense, his topic was on the line of how the system has infiltrated African American women, so to speak, neuromelanated women. It's more my language, and how their evil has affected us in the way we deal with our men. I also saw a video that was put out by Riza Islam, and he was actually speaking about how our men, our neuromelanated men, have been infiltrated in, the way that we have been harmed, they have been harmed, I'm sorry, and how it affects how they deal with their women. And so I saw both of those videos and I was like, wow. And they both were very, very necessary and very true. If we've been paying attention and at a certain level to understanding, then we can easily see that both of these great teachers and leaders are they're on target with their information. And I was just thinking about how all of the ways that the enemy has, the tools that the enemy has used to affect black women, and how they, the child support situation, how they created child support in order to infiltrate and turn our women against our men. And how so many times it would be so much easier if we just work together, and raise our children and just do what's right. And I'm sure many of us would operate in that manner. But with the bitterness that a lot of our neuromelanated women have carried due to infiltration, and the fact that many of them, I've seen it actually with my brothers and their ex-girlfriends or their babies' mamas, and how they watched them use child support to try, when they can't be with them, they will use child support, to try to get back at them as a method of get back, And I've seen it plainly, and it's just sad. I've noticed how our neuromelanated women, those that are in the church, how they've taught them to make Jesus their man, Jesus, instead of having the most powerful man on the planet, which is the neuromelanated man. We're supposed to be together. That's divinely how it's supposed to be. But the church, they use these pastors and the Bible in many ways, and these systems, to manipulate our neuromelanated women to trust Jesus, not your man. Jesus is your man. I remember when black women, neuromelanated women, would walk around with these little caps on that says Jesus is my man, and I, back years ago, I peeped the game back then, just also how this system has allowed black women / neuromelanated women to get loans and put them in positions of authority and above the neuromelanated man in ways that have caused the neuromelanated women's ego to be escalated and infiltrated. You know, how they've used education. You know, the most educated being on the planet right now, I understand, is the neuromelanated woman. So, and all of that, you know, was set up in a way to interfere with the union of the neuromelanated man and woman. It was all designed to infiltrate our union, and that's just what it is. Let me talk a little bit about the neuromelanated man and how this system has destroyed our men. I mean, I see it, and there's been times I've witnessed certain instances that has actually brought me to tears. And some people might say, "Was it that serious?" Yes, it's that serious. You know, these are our men, and the most powerful being on the planet, in a sense. You know, and especially physically. And I've watched how this system has destroyed our Black/neuromelanated men in many ways. I'm going to give you an example in my own experience. When we funeralized my father back here a few months ago, the funeral director, who was supposed to be personal friends of my father, it's sad how when people transcend, how people come out who's supposed to love them, come out and show their true colors. But this man, who was also in the position of a pastor, he owns a funeral home, and he's also in the ministry. You know, I just had to let you know. He's in two of the most supposedly compassionate positions on the earth. And he really did a horrible job with my father. He just didn't care, and it showed, and all of my family saw it. But when we went into on the evening before the service, we did the wake, and when I walked in and saw my father, you know, it was just unbelievable. And so when this person came out, you know, it was so clear that he just didn't care. And I told him how dissatisfied I was and how horrible, he had, my daddy's presentation was just tacky, horrible. And then a lot of the parts of his services were and I let him know right there, it was only myself and my family. And this man bowed up at me like he wanted to fight me. That's what I'm saying. So it is so sad how things are today, how people, well, I don't know, some may say it's sad. Maybe it's a good thing that people's true nature is coming out, because this man bowed up like he wanted to fight me. Now, at the time, present was my three brothers and my sister-in-laws and my sister and one of my brother-in-laws. My husband hadn't yet arrived. But the sad thing is that, I turned around and I told him, I stood toe to toe with him, and I told him, you know what, first of all, how can you be so insensitive, But he talked to me like I was a piece of trash. He was just unprofessional, mean-spirited, just nasty, actually. And my little sister, who is the most humble, sweetest of all of me and my siblings, she's the most kind-hearted, sweetest gem in this family. She actually took him to the office, and I heard her when she sat. I know she was seated down. I could see through the crack in the door, and she said, "How dare you talk to my sister this way?" And she, like I said, she's the most humble, the quietest, the sweetest in this family. And I had all those brothers there, and neither one of them said a word. And I had even a brother and a brother-in-law to be in the office with me. And you know what, guys? I couldn't even be angry. I couldn't be angry at all. Being at this level of vibration, and frequency, I understood exactly why none of the male energy, would rise and speak or say anything. And it made me think about how this system have destroyed our neuromelanated men, how they've just broken, they've just broke them. And many of them don't even realize what has happened to them. So I couldn't even be angry at my brothers or my brother-in-law, and I can't even say if my husband was there, I don't know how he would have responded. He may not have said anything. It's just that understanding why is makes me shake my head. The fact that, our black / neuromelanated men have just been so destroyed. And of course, we're in the process now of healing and going back into where we started, and returning back to our greatness. But I had to share that experience. That was a firsthand experience that I got a chance to see what this system has done to these brothers, and it hurt me first of all, but not enough. It didn't take me to a place to where I would be angry at them because I understood it. Now, had I not understood it, I probably would have been like, "Aren't y'all gonna say something?" But I didn't respond that way. And also, I noticed how another indication of how our brothers have been destroyed is the way they stand around when there's a neuromelanated woman being slaughtered in the streets or mistreated, whether it's by the slave patrol or anyone. And I noticed how they, even the men would just take out their phones and start videoing instead of stepping up, and protecting when they can see clearly that it's unfair. Again, another indication of how they have destroyed our brothers. And I've also seen women being abused, in several instances, in the public, and even was supposedly behind closed doors. And I just noticed how our men just, it's almost like they've pulled the rug from under them. It's like, it's so diabolical and so sinister, and it's such a sneaky kind of way, the way they have done these things, to where if you're not aware and if you don't really understand what you're seeing, if your third eye, your first eye is what I call it, some call it the third eye, but if it's not open, you will easily, miss seeing what's actually taking place. But between the destruction of our brothers, and the manipulation of us and sisters and us, they have done a darn good job destroying the neuromelanated woman and man in our union, which also destroys the neuromelanated family. So this stuff is real, guys. And I was listening to Khalid, and when he talked about how our women, some of our women respond in the household, and how we walk around and saying, we can do bad by ourselves, we don't need no man and all this kind of stuff. And when actually, yes, we do need our men. We do. Our men was created for us. We do need our men. That's a whole lie. It's a scam, to think that we do not need our men. Of course we do. They need their men. We need our men too. And for us, for black neuromelanated men to walk around and think that all, neuromelanated women are bitches and hoes, and that was all a trick too. It was all a scam, a scheme, and to keep us all. Bottom line is, it's time out for all of that, guys. We gotta heal. We gotta heal as individuals, and then we got to heal as a family, a total collective family, and we need to be working on that, and many of us are. And I say this, as the frequency rises on the planet, I believe in my heart that that's where a lot of our help is going to come from, is what Mother Nature and the universe is doing right here and now, to fix this problem. So there is hope, and there's a reason to look up and be excited, because we do have help here right now. But at the same time, we still have work that we need to do individually. And so I just wanted to come on and talk about that. It's enough blame to go around, guys. And like I say, I see these leaders, these teachers, they are actually, speaking on both ends, and they both are absolutely correct. And all of the others that are talking about this, it's, and it's one thing to know what's taking place, see it, and, and then it's another thing to understand it. And because when you understand it, you're better equipped to do something about it. And so let's come together, guys, and heal ourselves and show some grace and mercy for our sisters and brothers, neuromelanated men. Remember who we are as neuromelanated women. Go back and research, and the kings and the queens, remember who they are, who they were, and just know that your queens, the queendom is still here. We just gotta come up out from under this spell that we've been under for all of these centuries, and you women, we have to remember the kingdom is still here. Neuromelanated women, you got to remember that now, and show some grace and mercy for our men, because they have been done, in my opinion, they've been treated the worst. I don't think anybody would disagree with that if they really can see what's been taking place. Our neuromelanated men have been beat down to a pulp, and it's part of our let me just put it like this, it's part of our job, I believe, to help pull them up and to help them return back to their proper place. And with all this feminine energy here right now, there's no better time than now to be working on that. So one thing you're not going to see, Layla, you're not going to see or hear me doing, I'm not going to tear my brothers and sisters down. I'm not gonna ever do that. Now, if there's something that's happening that I see without a doubt that somebody's doing to tear us down as a collective, now that I may mention, I may call that out. And it's gonna be done in love still. But as far as tearing down my brothers and sisters, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna give the enemy that. They don't do it. And if we're gonna disagree about something, we need to do that behind closed doors, just like they do. And in front of the enemy, we need to be lifting each other up. That's what we should be doing. And that's called staying on code and just doing the right thing. So I just wanted to come on and talk about this for a minute. I just mentioned, there's so many more things that they're doing to harm us and keep us separated. But just pay attention, guys, and know that it's happening, and know what we should be doing in order to stop it and correct it and correct ourselves. Okay, the healing and coming back on code with one another, and understanding all of this affects our children as well. And we want our children to grow up and be healthy adults, then we need to fix ourselves and get it together. That's going to help a whole lot. So I hope that this message falls in the right ears and eyes and helps somebody, because I know we are all at different places, but there's somebody out there that needs it. And so hopefully they will get it. And I thank you for taking the time to come on and listen and watch this video because you could have been doing anything else. I appreciate that. Please like the video, share it, because when you share it, others can see it, and subscribe if you haven't already. And one more thing I want to do. I want to thank all of my new subscribers. Guys, you rock, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the last thing I want to say is, I always say I love you. You know, anybody that know me, they know how much I love my people. I'm y'all's ride or die forever and ever. So always know that I'm gonna be with you. I don't care what's going down. You turn around and you look for me, I'm there. That's because that's who I am. But anyway, I'm gonna sign out. Got a lot to do to finish out my day. But I'm gonna say assalamu alaikum to you. Namaste. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe. I love you guys. Peace be unto you. Stay strong. Keep your head up. Raise your vibration. And let's do this. Love you guys. Bye-bye.